another raid video.
So this is gonna be a react of a react, just so you know. Okay, there. Now we can see his face.
There was this Lost Ark raiding video. I think we've watched like part 1 of this a while back. It's basically a video called How Difficult is Raiding in Lost Ark, and this is the second part of that video. I really like the first one, and you know, I have played a little bit of Lost Ark myself as well, so I think we'll watch this video, guys. We will be doing a raid in WoW in a little bit as well, but we are just waiting for people to show up. So let's just watch this so we can we can learn.
Okay,
a little bit
yeah.
while we
Let's
wait,
see how it is. Now I get to like understand a little bit more about
Lost Ark.
Okay.
how Lost Ark is
How
and
difficult
works.
is raiding in Lost Ark? This time we're dissecting the finale against the space opera phantom 𝗦ci𝗰𝗶𝗹𝘀. As a disclaimer, if you're trying to face this boss in the future,
The graphics looks insanely cool though. Like holy shit, this is epic. Epic graphics.
you should stop watching this video as it contains fight spoilers. Otherwise,
Okay,
this is kind of like a guide, but a really terrible one. The video is just meant for entertainment for people to hear about mechanics that aren't obvious by just watching the gameplay. At the time of recording, this is the highest level
look
encounter
at
in Lost
that.
Ark and the most
So
mechanically
cool.
complex fight to date. Phase 6 is a
Insane graphics, yeah.
Okay, so this is like the creme de la creme. This is like the hardest. This is the hardest it can possibly
This is the
get.
creme de la creme.
25-minute endurance battle against 28.5 billion HP split across 250 health bars. You made the DPS
250 health bars?
Did he say 25-minute boss fight?
25-minute boss
Imagine
fight.
you wipe 20 minutes into it and you gotta do. Oh my
check in the
god.
previous fight in phase 5, your damage
That is
is
insane.
phase 6 since there's more damage uptime and a longer fight timer.
This is very
The
cool
reward
though.
for clearing phase 6 isn't unique, but you're guaranteed 2 legendary
I wonder if you have to watch through the cinematic each time you're gonna fight the boss. Like if you're gonna almost like 𝗦ci𝗰𝗶𝗹𝘀. Yeah.
engraving bonuses.
But yeah, if you have to watch all of these every time, then it's gonna take a while.
Additional ancient fragments for crafting, and a small chance of looting the highly coveted Esther Stone. Clearing this battle is not necessary for anything in particular, but there are achievements linked to it. You can progress your gear fine by opting to skip this fight and just clearing the earlier fights in the raid for materials.
Okay.
Besides for 27 unique attacks, some of which are strengthened after the second half of the fight begins,
27 unique attacks. Dude, I play WoW. I play WoW Classic. Illidan has like 2 abilities. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
there are 4
very
unique
big
mechanics that
difference
can be
there.
quick to resolve, 2 which of repeat, and a final desperation attack at 1 HP that's mostly for theatrics. The first major gimmick appears at 225 lines of health. All raiders induce a hallucination and are isolated from the rest of the group, while a shape appears throughout their screen. Memorize this shape, since it'll be important in a moment. A demon spawns
Whoa.
in the center
Okay.
tile,
All of
checking
these
auras to reduce your movement
shapes?
speed if you're hit by them, but we can cheese this by standing in a narrow blind spot behind it. Afterwards, 2 rows or columns of the map grid will start to light up, and you must navigate to a spot that isn't lit. This is repeated 3 times. While this is happening, you'll occasionally be afflicted with a debuff which flips your controls, symbolized by a purple swirling ball
Flips
above
your
head, making
controls?
your character move in the opposite direction of where you click. This debuff will turn on and off a few times during this. If you're struck by one of the lit up grid spaces, you'll be killed. After 3 of these, everyone is released.
Okay, so this is phase 1, guys. Yeah, that's phase 1. So far, you have to remember.
And then you
like,
wiped
some
after 11
weird
minutes, yeah.
triangles or whatever that
Yeah.
shows up. Your character loses controls of the movement, and it's like opposite. And then there's also like mechanics flying around in the game. Okay.
That is a lot though.
Hallucination, and now
This
we're
is a
controlled
lot.
to the center. She'll start releasing the same orbs from before, which reduced movement speed. By hitting her and standing close by, a shape will appear near her. One player that saw this shape in the hallucination must guide the other 7 players to the safe grid spots, as 𝗦ci𝗰𝗶𝗹𝘀 will repeat the attack again in the same order that they saw
And then you have to
before.
follow your friends.
Once this is resolved, players can fight again normally, but the next gimmick appears very shortly. Several tornadoes travel across the map, dealing heavy damage to anyone they touch. A few players have a debuff that can be removed if a tornado touches them, but it's important that they don't remove it. The player still has the
This is
debuff
a
and
lot
it
of things to
naturally
move out
expires.
of.
They're sent to another
There's like
plane where there's a
beams,
single white orb.
tornadoes.
They have a few seconds to destroy it. Should they fail, they're spit back out to join their party, and the orb blows up into a swirling vortex, greatly impeding movement and either pushing or pulling players away gradually.
Wow.
This lasts for a very long time.
This
and
is
makes
looking
DPS
very
boss
epic.
Very difficult.
It looks very
but
epic.
Destroying the orb is important. More
Yeah, guys, destroying the orb is important. Remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
players that lose their debuff by getting hit by a tornado, the more difficult it'll be to break the orb. DPS continues until 188 lines of health. At 188 lines of health, the fight officially begins.
188 lines of health left.
Okay. Now the
Holy
fight begins,
shit.
guys. Like, This has already been more complex than any boss I've ever done in WoW, man. And like now it begins. Okay, that's fine. Sure, let's see what the fight is when it starts, guys.
That is
Teleport to the
crazy.
center and a brief intermission plays. Meteors are summoned in, and each of the players is marked
Wow.
sequentially 1 second apart from one another.
Looks
The raid
amazing.
map is split into a 3x3 grid. Each grid space has 3 HP. When a blue meteor lands on any of the spaces, it reduces the tile's HP by 1. A player marked by a golden meteor reduces the HP of the tile it lands on by 3.
This
as well
is
as
so
all adjacent tiles by
complicated.
3 as well. The
Okay.
first player during this mechanic is marked with the golden meteor, while the other
Jesus.
7 are marked with blue ones. The raid must carefully place these meteors in such a way that no more than 3 tiles are destroyed at any given time. When a 4th tile is destroyed, the officer will immediately perform a raid wipe. Finally, tiles regenerate back
What? That.
into play
This
with
is
full
so
HP
much.
1 minute and 40 seconds after being destroyed. When a
That's
tile is
toxic.
destroyed, it also means the map is shrunk as well. Like the first Legion General Vulcan, players are instantly killed if they're hit by a stagger, knockback, or knockdown while standing near the edge of the map. You can fall off the map by getting knocked off, but fortunately the game doesn't let you just walk off. After resolving this
that's
mechanic,
cool.
blue meteors will begin to fall on random party members every 1 minute, while golden meteors will select a random party member at specific HP intervals, the next which happens at
Jesus.
137 lines.
Yeah.
After 180
I'm not sure if I would have been like enjoying myself killing this boss. Maybe, because the challenge is so big. Oh my god. Oh
lines,
my
though, the boss
god.
becomes
Yeah, the mechanics,
considerably
and you
more
have to like
dangerous.
remember
Her
this
moveset is
and do it pretty fast, probably.
There's so many ways that you can wipe already, and it's like he's still ramping. Like we're not even a third of the way through the video, and like. Okay.
to include
Yeah, no
several
thanks,
heavy
yeah.
knockback attacks that are designed to smack players off the map. These are the yellow telegraph attacks. No matter how geared you
That looks
are,
easy.
if your reflexes are slow here, you'll face a death by gravity.
Okay, this looks easy.
yeah.
I'm not even joking. This is actually easy for me.
It's important to understand what super armor options you have in
Yeah.
a pinch. You also have to avoid tanking yellow telegraphs as much as possible, since every time you're hit by one, you'll gain an infinite duration debuff, which at 3 stacks will cause a blue meteor
Infinite
to begin
duration
dropping on you.
debuff.
After
Okay.
dealing with the golden meteor, you have to
So,
survive
yeah.
for a minute and 40 seconds for the destroyed tiles to respawn
No way getting
before
back from
entering
that.
the 113 line pattern. This is
Yeah.
because you want the full map space.
I already played League, you don't want to suffer
113
more.
lines
Yeah.
and new intermission plays.
Whoa, la, 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 la. It's a super cool boss though. Looks epic. Super epic.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh god.
Huge.
Okay.
Players
It's like
navigate through the
Hologarn.
center
It's like Hologarn in Wrath, guys.
position to dodge a quick pizza attack and then divide themselves
Pizza.
to different parts of the map to avoid the giant palm
Ay,
slam in
ay,
the center.
ay, 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 it's getting very small. It's almost no
Then
room
you, like,
left.
spread out.
A
Okay.
black hole forms that gradually
Whoa.
pulls players
Oh.
towards it, and a huge number of red orbs begin flying in from outside of the map
Oh
towards the
my
center.
god, it's like a
We
black
use
hole.
Esther Shandy here, which is kind of like a party ultimate or a limit break if you're
Ay,
coming
ay,
from Final
ay.
Fantasy XIV, to slow down time and assist with dodging these. The red orbs deal heavy damage and inflict a debuff on the player if they get hit by it. At 3 stacks of this
Ooh.
debuff,
Actually,
the player
you
dies.
scored a drop?
At the same time,
Wow.
gold orbs will fly in as well. All players have to collect 2 of these in order to survive the explosion at the end. There will also be 4 smaller black hole orbs on 4 of the tiles. 4 players have to each enter one of them right before the pattern ends to avoid getting sucked into the center and pulled into another dimension. You have to time this carefully, as
Ay,
entering
ay,
the orb
ay.
too early won't protect you from getting pulled in. If performed successfully, 4 players get pulled into the center and sent to a separate plane.
Is
on
that
the
Factorio
same
expansion
map,
pack?
while the
Yeah,
4 that enter
yeah.
the small black orbs
Makes
stay in the
Factorio a
original
little
plane of
bit more
Abershut.
difficult.
The phantoms of Abershut appear in the original plane, and the 4 players outside must run close to each of them. If any of the clones turn clockwise or counterclockwise, you've got to notify the team on the inside where that clone is, usually with a ping. This lets them know that the clone will
What?
appear on their side shortly at that position. The clone that turns clockwise will appear on the other
Holy
side
shit.
and must be neutralized within 2 seconds, while a clone that turns counterclockwise must be countered. When the clone is dealt with properly, it drops a golden
This
buff
is
that gives the
insane.
player in the inner
This
dimension
is
a
just
Can he
insane.
breathe? He's not even breathing. He's been.
shield that lets them survive the explosion at the end. Of the 8 clones, 2 will turn.
I
And
wonder
this
how
repeats
many
in a
has
second
actually
wave
killed
for a
this-
total of
this
4
raid
clones
boss.
and 4 shields when dealt with properly, allowing all
What's the
4 players
percentage
inside
of
to
people
survive.
playing the game
If
and
clone
how
isn't
many that
properly
has
countered or
completed
neutralized,
this one?
Not only is a player guaranteed to die since they won't have a shield, the clone also drops a blue meteor on the tile that they were on, potentially
Yeah,
destroying
naturally.
it, which can kill players on the outside as they won't be able to see the meteor itself. The entire mechanic takes place on 2 versions of the same map, and so quick communication and cooperation is
Like
needed
2
for everyone
versions
to
of the
survive
same
this.
map.
From
You're
this point onwards, most of
in
Abershut's random
alternate,
attacks have been
like,
strengthened and have additional
alternate
mechanics that you'll have to deal with.
reality.
The next goal
Imagine doing progression on this boss. Like, imagine
Ay,
having
ay,
a rating,
ay.
like guild or whatever it is you have, and you're progressing on this boss, and you're like, oh guys, now now it's phase 7. You know, like what? Yeah, I'm waiting, exactly. I'm waiting for the part where you have to do like an advanced...
Thank you so much, though, Scaleguard. Yeah. Damn it. I should have said it earlier. Even earlier. But that's okay.
Calculus.
Thank you, though.
Oh yeah, now you have to find the square root of pi, but you have to do that whilst also dodging the mechanics of all the previous phases as well. You know, it's like...
Gold Meteor appears at 87 lines. At 66 lines, tornadoes will appear again, and the debug players once again have to destroy the orb to prevent the vortex from spawning. A spawn vortex is especially deadly at this stage of the fight, where Aborshut has her expanded, strengthened moveset. There's one final golden meteor at 37 lines. After you deal with it,
like this is just turning into like such huge madness that everything is just the same for me now. It's no everything that is happening like after this point in the video. It's just the same. It's just impossible. It's impossible, and then you take a little bit more of impossibleness and you put it on top of that, and then a little bit more of impossibleness on top of that, and everything is happening everywhere all the time in different dimensions, and you have to like coordinate a lot of goddamn shit. Everything can kill you all the time. It's too much. It's too much. Like I don't even know what I'm looking at, you know? It's just things flying everywhere. It's too much. When you look at like WoW raid bosses and stuff like that, you can at least see what is going on. It's never that messy. It's next level shit, man. And it's not making me want to play that, to be honest. Whoa. It's talking to me.
There's a saying for
to beat these bosses, when they are new, it could take a month or even the best team. Yeah, for even the best team. That is crazy cool, though, that it takes such a long time for people to beat the content. But at the same time, it's maybe too much.